Hey, Vestal families. This is Miss Flamo. It's great to see you guys. Students, hello. I so miss seeing you every morning. Hey, I'm going to be talking today about the breathing tool, which is one of the tools that we use most often at Vestal. I am going to be looking at a little book here to remind myself of a couple things I want to make sure that I talk to you guys about. So if I look away, that's what I'm doing. All right. So kids, tell your parent, what tool is it that we're talking about today? And here's the hint. It's the breathing tool. Tell your parent. So the breathing tool reminds us to calm yourself and check in. So one of the things we say is, I can calm myself and check in. Say that with me. I can calm myself and check in. And many of you will remember that we use a measuring tape for, I'm going to have to scooch up a little bit here, a measuring tape for the tool. And if you don't have a measuring tape, it's just fine. In fact, I forgot to go get mine, so we're going to do it without one today. If you have one, great. But you can put your hands together and use the measuring tape to help you breathe in and out over about 3 to 5 seconds of time. So let's try that together first. Go ahead and put your hands together. Breathe out. Breathe in. One more time. One of the things I love about this is every time I remember to do it, I feel this tension in my neck kind of relax and my whole body just feels a little bit calmer. The trick is to remember to do it when you're feeling a little bit anxious. And that's why kids and parents can work together and remind yourself like, hey, maybe you might want to take a break and use the breathing tool. Or maybe we should both step aside into our own spaces and use our breathing tool. The breathing tool really helps us check in with our inside selves and think like, how am I feeling right now? Why am I so stressed out or angry or sad or whatever it is we're feeling? We want to think, what is it that I'm feeling? What is it that I'm thinking right now? What might I do with those feelings or thoughts? And really just give yourself a chance to think for a second. I do want to share with you a couple places that I notice at school kids using their breathing tool a lot. Some of it is when you're standing in line in cafeteria and it's maybe a longer line than you are hoping for, or something happened at recess and you're really frustrated even as you come into the classroom. So you might want to use your breathing tool to kind of relax and get ready to come in. Maybe when you're nervous or you're feeling anxious or afraid about something, it's a good time to use the breathing tool. So think about when we were back at school, times that might be stressful or cause you some anxiety. And I want you to talk for just a minute with whoever you're watching with about when might be a good time or when was a good time that you used your breathing tool at school. Go ahead and talk. All right, come on back. I'm not sure if that was enough time, but you can talk a little bit more or you can just pause the video right now. Because we're at home now and things are much different than when we were all at school together, one thing I want you to think about is what are times at home that might be a good time to use the breathing tool. And they easily could be times that you did use the breathing tool, or maybe something happened even today that you think, ooh, if I would have been thinking about it, or if I would have gotten a reminder, I could have used the breathing tool. So talk right now with who you're watching with. What are some times at home where you could use the breathing tool? I wish this was live so I could hear some of these ideas, but I imagine that they may have something to do with brothers or sisters or space, or feeling frustrated with some schoolwork that maybe is brand new and challenging for you because you've never done Google Classroom before today. Those are all really great times to use the breathing tool. And when we're done with today, you may even want to start a list of all the tools. Number 1 would be breathing tool. In fact, I like that idea, and I hope maybe some of you choose to make a list. So we're going to end today with what's called an imagination practice for breathing. I'm going to read through it, and I would love if you jump in and try it. All right, so everybody, place both feet on the floor, your hands on your knees. Sit upright with your head balanced easily. Let your eyes gaze on one spot or close them if you'd like. Place one hand on your belly and one hand over your heart, and take 3 slow, deep belly breaths. Notice how easy it is to breathe deeply. Imagine yourself remembering to take an easy breath anytime you need it. Imagine yourself taking a deep, easy breath when you wake up in the morning. See yourself taking a deep breath before you get started on schoolwork and calming yourself. Imagine taking a deep breath anytime you need it. Now bring your attention back to your belly and let's breathe together 3 more times. And when you are ready, wiggle your fingers and toes and bring yourself back here into the present, fully awake, aware, and ready. Oh, I hope that felt good for you. It certainly did for me. As you practice the breathing tool, I would love for adults and kids to definitely name when you're using the breathing tool and if you notice someone else using the breathing tool. And then you can talk about how well it worked. All right, remember, and if you have a measuring tape, you can try that out. All right, everybody, go write down the breathing tool and try it out.